Have you ever felt on top of the world, energy pulsing through your veins, ready to take on any challenge that comes your way? Most of us, at some point in our lives, have felt invincible, unstoppable, almost godly. And yet, at other points in our lives, we felt weak, incapable, defeated, and worthless. So how can we feel so capable, and then so powerless, so brilliant, and then so worthless? There's a fundamental truth that lies at the root of this experience, and one that sheds light on a strange event in Parshas Korach. The story of Korach is often considered one of rebellion, an attempt to overthrow Moshe and Aaron's leadership. And the Midrash fills in the background behind Korach's contentions, detailing the specific arguments that Korach brought to support his case. And these questions set the stage for Korach's main question, which is, if the entire Jewish nation is holy and exalted, Kol Ha'eda Kulam Kedoshim, why should you, Moshe and Aaron, hold uniquely exalted positions of power? In other words, why do we need you as spiritual leaders if we're all, in fact, spiritually perfect? Now, in order to understand Korach's challenge, we need to take a step back and understand the three main spiritual perspectives of the physical world. The first approach is that of classical monotheism, which centers around the concept of one God. And in this classical worldview, Hashem is both all-perfect and completely transcendent. He resides beyond the universe of space and time, completely detached from this physical world. And the second approach is that of pantheism, which asserts that the entirety of the physical universe is itself God. In other words, there is nothing that transcends this world, as God is the world itself. And the third approach is that of panentheism, which is a synthesis of these first two extremes. Most Kabbalistic and mystical thinkers hold of a panentheistic view of the world, because according to this view, Hashem is both transcendent and immanent. And while at root Hashem is transcendent and infinite, he also manifests and expresses himself in the physical world. And as many Jewish thinkers explain, Korachs Sin lay in his pantheistic view. He believed that the physical world, as well as all the people within it, are already spiritually perfect. Korach says, Kol Ha'eda Kulam Kedoshim. The whole nation is holy. There is no difference between me and Moshe, or me and Aaron, or the Jewish people and their leaders. The whole world is God. And we therefore do not need to look for anything transcendent, higher, or beyond this physical world to find godliness. And this is what Korach meant by Kol Ha'eda Kulam Kedoshim. All the Jewish people are already perfect. And as a result, Moshe and Aaron had no right to maintain any form of leadership. A leader is only necessary if a nation needs direction. But a nation which is already perfect does not require any hierarchy or leadership. And we can now understand why Moshe asked Hashem to create a chiddush, a completely novel punishment for Korach. From a pantheistic view, everything in this world is already perfect, and consequently, there can be no chiddush, there can be absolutely nothing new. And therefore, Moshe asked Hashem to add something new to the world, a novel phenomenon, thereby punishing Korach mida connected mida, measure for measure. His very claim would be undone through his punishment. He claimed that there is nothing outside the limited framework of the physical world. Nothing new can be added. So as a result, Hashem created a new punishment just for him. And this is also why Hashem specifically chose to have the earth swallow Korach up. Korach's sin can be most potently defined as gaiva, haughtiness. Korach single-handedly raised himself up to the level of perfection, of godliness. And while there is a level of truth to his idea, there's a kernel of truth to what Korach said, because we are created b'tselem Elokim, in the image of God, Korach corrupted this principle and took it to the extreme. This is why Korach's punishment was so fitting. He claimed that he was perfect, and in so doing raised himself up to infinite heights. As a consequence, Hashem opened up the earth, swallowing Korach and sending him to the very lowest of depths imaginable. Korach's ego and haughtiness sunk him quite literally to the lowest, most insignificant level possible. Korach's pitfall resulted in his actual pitfall. May we be inspired to learn from Korach's mistake and harness the beauty of being human. Our humanity is our unique godliness. We have the ability to grow, to become, to change, to evolve, to actualize more and more of our Tzelem Elokim and achieve our destiny in this world. We aren't perfect, we are becoming perfect. This is why we can feel so capable and then so powerless, so brilliant, and then so worthless, so full and then so empty in such a short span of time. We aren't perfect. We're on a journey of becoming, of actualizing our fullest potential. And sometimes we fully feel the godliness within us, but sometimes we feel the void, realizing our shortcomings, and we yearn to become more. We aren't Hashem, but we are meant to strive every day to come closer and closer to Him.